My name is Marna and I am a docent here at the Portland Observatory. One of my favorite things about the observatory is actually this panel, which depicts a few of the flags that were in use to communicate information about the movement of vessels out at sea and within the harbor. These sketches were drawn by Enoch Moody, who was the son of Captain Lemuel Moody in 1833. You probably know that flags were the state-of-the-art communication system in use here at this tower and others in the 19th century. Flags were used to signal whose ships were coming in, when they were coming in, how many there were, and other information essential to the shipping industry. So the flag designs are really pretty to look at, and it's really fun for me to think about all this movement in and out of the harbor. But why do I like this particular panel so much? Well, this panel makes clear that the lookouts in this tower were observing a lot more than simple movement in and out of the harbor. For example, this flag, shows a ship in chase. And this flag indicates a ship that's been captured. There's some really wild things going on in 19th century Portland Harbor. For example, did you know that the sailors of the Confederate Navy conducted a raid right here in Portland Harbor, deep in Union territory? In June of 1863, a group of Confederate sailors disguised themselves to look like a neutral crew on some random vessel and sailed up the coast, burning or bonding every Union merchant vessel they encountered. Their goal was to disrupt commercial shipping and to terrorize the Union, and it worked. What they would do is sail around, and when they came across some random ship, they would come up with a pretext for a few of them to board. They would say something like, "Oh, we're out of water, can we borrow a barrel?" A few of them would board the vessel, and with a single pistol, they would take all those civilians prisoner and then burn the ship down to the water. The country was on edge, as you can imagine, as the Confederates wreaked havoc with the shipping industry and caused millions in financial losses. Soon, orders were issued for a search to go out to find this disguised vessel in the last place it was seen. But that was more than 200 miles from here, way out at sea past Nantucket. So on June 25th, when a simple schooner, a fishing schooner named the Archer, sailed into Portland Harbor, nobody batted an eye, nobody suspected a thing. Certainly not the truth, which is that aboard that ship were the disguised Confederates. That night after midnight, the Confederates boarded 2 rowboats. They wrapped the oars in rags to muffle the sound, and they crossed the anchorage toward the revenue cutter Caleb Cushing. They boarded the Cushing with pistols and cutlasses and took the crew by total surprise. They were able to capture the crew within 10 minutes. Then they set up things so that they could depart the harbor at dawn and sail out to sea. The Confederates almost succeeded in their raid. They slipped past Fort Gorges, which was conveniently unmanned, and they took an unusual route out toward Hussey Sound between Cow and Great Diamond Islands. You can see those islands right here out the window. They almost made it to the horizon from where they would disappear from view, but within a few hours, people in Portland figured out what was going on, and they grabbed all their arms and boarded every available steamship and powered out there after the cutter. They did catch up to it about 15 miles out past Portland Headlight, and there a battle ensued. You could hear the shots here on Munjoy Hill. In the end, the Confederates were captured as they tried to escape the ship, but unfortunately not before setting fire to the Caleb Cushing, which burned and sank. Up in the observatory that night during the raid, the lookout, probably Enoch Moody, spied the cutter making her way out to sea and surely thought something was going on. He made a note that he'd received no notification the cutter was leaving the harbor that day. I wonder which flag he might have used if he'd been a bit more suspicious.